a new 9th age battle, Vampire Counts versus Sylvan elves. A dawn assault, where not a single unit is assaulting at dawn, or ambushing as it's called. There is one unit that scouts, the Pathfinders and the Pathfinder Prince on the Sylvan elf side. Otherwise, it's a new shooting list from the Sylvan elves. They've deployed on this corner of the battle, and the Vampire Counts have taken the other corner after the Sylvan elves dropped everything. So we have zombies and rabid dogs, skeletons in 2 blocks, and there are a couple of units of vampire knights with heroes in one of the vampire knight units. That's the red vampire right here.
Yes.
Barrow guards in a large block with another hero. And more vampire knights. The objective is capture the flags. The vampire count player is trying to capture the 3 archer units, and the Sylvan elf player is trying to capture the 3 cavalry units on the opposite side. Sylvans go first. So this is the final position of the vampire counts. The knights a bit in the behind of the army, and the skeletons are the front blocks.
So the vampire counts army, from left to right we have 8 direwolves. It's supposed to be 21 zombies. We have 33 skeletons with hand weapon and shield, and 3 banshees in front of it. The next unit of skeletons, 33 skeletons, hand weapon shield with a necromancer. Here we have a unit of great bats. Here is the general. He has Crimson Rage, paired weapon, Legend of the Black King, and 3 vampire knights who is in his unit. And then we have 11 barrow knights with banner of Sugswood, 8 direwolves, and 5 vampire knights. The vampire bloodline is also Brotherhood of the Dragon. So these are the tough kind of knights.
The Pathfinder and Pathfinder unit first scouted in this forest, walked up, and the scout master dropped a forest and then teleported into this forest. The kestrels charged the dead hounds, and that's it. After the shooting round of the Sylvan elves, this prince missing with his lifeseed feathers, 3 barrow knights fall, and the hounds all die before striking back against the charging kestrels. That's it. Now the vampire counts will advance, and on the forums of 9th Age, this vampire count list is promoted as having a good chance against shooting armies. So we're testing it before the invasion tournament in Christians and southern Norway. The skeletons move straight through the unit, through the forest. They lose 7 skeletons. The dogs move straight ahead as well. The vampire count screams away 3 kestral knights with the banshees and gets off the racing spell, the hereditary spell. So many of the blocks are filled up, fattened with dead corpses. On the side, the vampire knights move up on the flank. That's turn 1 for vampire counts. They used the march banner of this on this skeleton block, so it's straight up into the archer. On the Sylvan elf turn, things just shuffle about. The briar maidens take up position behind the vampire knights there. The skeletons came very fast forwards in their first round, so they were shot at with all the arrows of the Sylvan elf army almost, except the one lifeseed feather of the prince, which missed for the second time.
Charge an arrow.
There were 5 skeletons remaining, which means they'll be healed up. And now the vampire count is closing in on turn 2, charging with the hounds on the kestrels. That's a bad move. And the general count charges the shapeshifter with his spectral steed. He runs through the skeleton unit, flying through, and charges the shapeshifter in the flank. Very interesting. Here comes a real Norwegian southern expression. The vampire player feels that he has sagga og subba seg sjøl I søla. The knights were too far behind to make an early start, and the skeletons here were not healed during a mad vampire count magic phase, so they drew in the combat against the archers, doing no wounds. The hounds here, of course, didn't do any wounds against the kestrels and lost 3 themselves, so they drew in their combat. And the vampire count, however, did 2 wounds, charging at the shapeshifter. The shapeshifter didn't do any wounds. It failed its fear test. The banshees came out of the skeleton unit, which was blocked by the charging count. The banshees screamed off the face of the battlefield, 7 blade dancers and 1 archer. All 3 archers managed their panic test after the blade dancers were destroyed. And here come the knights, the barrow knights, into the forest. They disregarded the break the spirits spell and lost 5 knights, wallowing into the forest. So it'll be very exciting now. The vampire count knights were late to the mark, but can they get there in time and destroy the Sylvan elves before they're shot down now? They have some upper hands here and there, but they've done some mediocre moves as well. They should have had a good army to deal with the Sylvan elves, we think, as well as Adam on the Polish forums.
The official 9th Edge forums.
From where this vampire count inspired army was inspired. The elven prince on eagle lost 1 wound to the Reaper spell on evocation.
Touch of the Reaper.
No other spells got through, despite a very good 6 die and 9 Veil token round. Now round 3 for the Sylvan elves.
Hvordan det der?
In turn 3, the Sylvan elves shoot down 2 of the banshees with the Pathfinder's magical bow, and the archers just pelleting him with arrows. The last banshee stands full of wounds. The barrow knights lose 2 knights.
Jeg kan se det.
The other prince missed his 3rd shot on a 2+ to hit. So he's not helping, but he is avoiding. The kestrels killed the last dogs. The archers killed the last skeletons, which were not healed, so... But the vampire count killed the he won against the shapeshifter with fleeing with 1 wound, and he caught it. The shapeshifter ran 12, and the count ran 12 and ran him down. It was a fierce, ferocious battle. Now, on turn 3 for the vampire counts will end after this. We've learned our lessons. Don't play stupidly. The vampire counts on round 3 got in with an 11 charge against the pathfinders. And the barrow guards managed to heal T barrow knights. So they're winning, they'll be overrunning and mashing the archer bowline here. It was a tight pinch, but the vampire counts pulled it through.
6 døde archers også.
The banshees screamed 6 dead archers here. So they won the battle. A confirmed good list against bowlines.